Hi, welcome to Learn. Interesting facts about Mahathir Mohamad. Mahathir Mohamad is the longest ruling Prime Minister of Malaysia and a political known for his progressive policies. The veteran politician had also previously been the Prime Minister from 1981 to 2003. With a career spanning over 7 decades, he is one of the most respected political figures in Malaysia. During his previous tenure as the Prime Minister, he formulated policies that helped businesses flourish and made education easily available to the people of the country. While his policies have earned him a lot of criticism, Mahathir never wavered from his convictions. This healthy stubbornness makes him an effective politician. The first example of this resolve could be seen when he was exiled from politics for criticizing the current regime. Instead of covering, he wrote The Malay Dilemma, which continued the critique. This book played a huge role in Prime Minister Rahman's resignation. His extensive career has cemented him as perhaps the most influential figure in Malaysia's political history. In his 90s now, he is the world's oldest head of state or government and the oldest living Prime Minister of Malaysia. Childhood and early life. Mahathir Mohamad was born on July 10, 1925 in Malaysia. He was raised in a poor neighborhood in Alor Setar region of the state of Kedah. His father's name was Muhammad bin Iskandar. He was a principal with low socio-economic standing. His mother was only a distant relative to Kedah royalty. Mahathir excelled throughout school. He won a scholarship to an English secondary school. He completed secondary school. Once the war ended, he enrolled in medical school at the King Edward VII College of Medicine in Singapore. Career. After graduating medical school, Mahathir got his first job in medical industry. He worked as a government service doctor until 1956. In the same year, he returned to his home region of Alor Setar and opened up a private practice. He was the only Malay doctor in the area at the time. Mahathir's second love was politics. He was active in protest as a student where he advocated for Malaysian independence. He was a strict supporter of the United Malaysian organization. During his time in Alor Setar, he quickly became a prominent member through charismatic advocacy of his positions. In 1959, he came close to running for office but ended up withholding himself from the election in protest due to conflict with the Prime Minister Tunku Abdul Rahman. In 1964, he ran for his first political office and won. He was elected to the seat representing Kota Setar Selatan in the federal parliament. Mahathir began his career in politics during a volatile time. Racial tensions between the Chinese and Malay reached a fever pitch in 1969. In that same year, Mahathir lost his re-election campaign. The race riots of May 1969 saw hundreds of Chinese and Malay killed. Mahathir wrote an open letter to criticizing Rahman for favoring Chinese interest. This later got him fired from the Supreme Council and kicked out of the UMNO party. In 1970, he published his first book, The Malay Dilemma. It was a further critique on the lack of support from Rahman's administration for the Malay people, the criticism got the book banned. Mahathir returned to politics in 1973 after a 3 year hiatus. He was appointed as a senator in new Prime Minister Abdul Razak Hussaini's regime. In 1974, he was appointed as the Minister of Education. He also won the seat for Kubang Poso in the House of Representatives. He ran for a vice presidency position in the UMNO party and won. This set him up to be named Deputy Prime Minister shortly after. In 1981, he became Prime Minister. The first 2 years of his tenure saw battles for more authority with the royal family. From 1981 to 2003, Mahathir made a great impact on Malaysian politics with his progressive policies. His tenure spanning over 2 decades is the longest any elected leader has served in his country, which attests to his list of accomplishments. He announced his retirement from politics in 2003. In retirement, Mahathir wrote several books, with the most recent being his memoirs in 2011. After several years, he returned to the political arena in the wake of the Malaysia Development Berhad scandal in 2015. He openly criticized Prime Minister Najib Razak's government and repeatedly called for his resignation. He associated himself with the party Pakatan Harapan and formed a new political party which he merged with Pakatan Harapan to form a coalition. By 2017, he was actively participating in the politics of the country and was proposed as a possible prime ministerial candidate of Pakatan Harapan. In January 2018, his official candidacy as a prime ministerial candidate was announced. In the 14th Malaysian general election held on 9 May 2018, Pakatan Harapan emerged as the winner, and as its leader, Mahathir Mohamad is all set to become the new Prime Minister of Malaysia. Major works. Mahathir's most significant work was his 1970s book, The Malay Dilemma. Many scholars agree that this book played a large part in Rahman's downfall same year. His biggest achievements during his time as Prime Minister was his recovery strategy during the Asian financial crisis of 1998. He went against his advisors and tied the currency to the US dollar. This bold move let Malaysia recover quicker than other countries. Awards and achievements. He was granted the title of the Father of Modernization by the Malaysian people for his work in economic development. Personal life and legacy. Mahathir married his college sweetheart Siti Hasma in 1956. The couple had their first child, Marina, the following year. They have 6 more children, 3 of which are biological and 3 that were adopted. The names are Irzan, Melinda, Muxani, Mubziz, Maizura and Malar. Mahathir has an estimated net worth of $550 million. His son Muxani has also amassed a fortune of nearly $1 billion in the oil and gas industry. The famous politician, also author of 16 books. We hope the above information helps you. Thanks for watching. Thank you.